Fairy Tail 295 is out, YouTubers, and it's called Sting and Lecter. I'm not entirely sure what I thought about this chapter, so let's just get on with it, shall we? There's a couple of colour pages celebrating the new film coming out, Fairy Tail The Phoenix Priestess. It looks pretty good. One of the colour pages is in fact a big sort of group chibi picture. Just shows, to be honest, how big the cast is of Fairy Tail. I didn't really realise it beforehand. But I suppose with all the guilds, the Magic Tournament at the moment, and all the Dark Guilds as well, there really is potential for an enormous cast. And unfortunately, some of the characters get forgotten in that cast. And there was a lot of characters, I looked at this picture and I was like, oh my god, yeah, I forgot about them. For example, Raventail, who, they were in it not that long ago. They were a fairly big part of the Grand Magic games. But anyway, that's not got anything to do with the chapter, so let's just get on with it. It starts off, of course, where we left off, with Sting and Rogue revealing their Dragon Force ability. Mavis, the first master, looks on pretty shocked. And then there's just a bunch of shocked faces. Sting decides that he'll be enough to defeat them, both Natsu and Gajeel, in typical bad guy arrogance. He tells Rogue to back off. Which is a bit unfortunate, because I'd like to see them both fight, but And basically, there's quite a long chapter, it's about 30 pages, and basically it's just Sting beating the crap out of Natsu and Gajeel for a little while. And he has some pretty cool moves, like, then they're all themed on sort of holy techniques, like White Dragon blows the place up. And so, I've just taken the time to look at some of these pictures, and there are some pretty cool double-page spreads. For example, there's one page where Gajeel and Natsu are just blasted, I suppose, downwards, as they seem to go smashing through the floor of the arena. And the whole place gets so badly blown up that they're forced to watch it on Lacrimavision instead. But yeah, Sting basically beats the crap out of them until Natsu decides to use Fire Dragon's Sword Horn, in which case he shoots up into the sky and sort of headbutts Sting, sorry. And then Gajeel uses Iron Dragon's Roar from above and sends Sting flying back down. So they've sort of turned the tables a little bit. However, Sting gets back up, and he says that the brilliance of the White Dragon purifies all things with his ability Holy Ray, and it basically shoots a load of sort of missiles up into the sky. It looks pretty cool. And it tears Gajeel and Natsu apart, and they kind of just crash to the ground. Sting then uses some massive punch, and he tells Natsu to fly and just sends him soaring. And then he kicks Gajeel in the face, and they're both down. They try and fight, and then we then discover what is the relationship between Sting and his cat Lecter. And Lecter used to get bullied because no one believed him when he said that Sting defeated a dragon. And Sting says, well, dragons might not exist anymore, so I can't prove it, but I'll defeat this guy called Salamander. And that means we finally realise why Sting's been so hell-bent on finding and surpassing Natsu. So he defeats Natsu and Gajeel, and and Rogue says that in 7 years they became real dragon slayers, and the old generation's era is over. And so it looks like they've lost. Sting's kind of honourable about it, to be honest. He's like, they were strong. And then here's the bit I don't really like. Natsu and Gajeel just get up, and they brush it off. They're like, oh, well, he's pretty powerful, but now we know everything he can do. And somehow, Natsu's like, he says, yeah, I'm hurting all over, but he doesn't seem to care at all. And he says that now they can see how Sting pivots his leg or whatever. And I mean, it's kind of cool, but I didn't really like this bit, because Natsu, he then just gets rid of Gajeel and says that since they underestimated him, he's now going to underestimate them in turn and fight them on his own, both of them. And he does this pretty cool thing where he gets the words come on his hand via fire. That looks pretty cool. But, I mean, it's just this, in my opinion, almost unfounded arrogance. The two of them could use Dragon Force and then kick the crap out of him twice. And he now doesn't have Gajeel with him either, because he just sent Gajeel away on some little minecart. And then we get Natsu's kind of famous line. He asks him, are you fired up now? So yeah, I mean, it was a good chapter. The art was pretty nice. As is the problem with Fairy Tail, I think a lot of the sort of special attacks look pretty similar. Especially when they're white. I mean, Manga is black and white, but a lot of the attacks look pretty similar. But it's just a pretty good fight. I don't like how the plot seems to have just saved Natsu and Gajeel, though. I mean, we all know with fairy tale you get a lot of friendship sort of saves the day kind of rubbish, but he just been beaten down really, really badly, and then he just sort of gets up and just like, whoa, man, that was hard. My scarf's sort of out of place, but you know, I'm fine. So yeah, I didn't really like that, but all in all, it wasn't a bad chapter. I think I'll give it a 7. But yeah, next week we get another Bleach chapter. I'm really looking forward to that. Check out a couple of my other videos, wherever they're going to be. And until next time, until next week, see you then. See ya.